Get that Wi-Fi together, son. Here we go again. You ready? Is you ready? What's good? What's good? What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? Oh my God. Oh God, that's not the right sound, God. That's the right sound. Stand right there. Hold on. Come on, man. Come on. Come on. Come on. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. You already know.
That's cap.
I want your body. If you love me, let me get your body.
All right, man. You already know. My name is Six Paps Dice, Mr. Lane. If you need me, if it's your first time here, please like, share, subscribe. You know what I mean? So we don't just jump right into the show. We don't raw dog the show. We don't do that over here. You know what I mean? We start to start the show off with a song. Okay? So relax. I'm going to light an incense. I'm going to give you a little ambiance and whatnot. And it's going to be a time. It's going to be charming. Like, it's going to be charming like when, when Michael Jackson was talking about the warm milk and cookies. He was serving children at his house. Rest in peace to the king of pop. No matter. Anyway, one quick shout out to the time I was broken in the bitch. Being broke, you sick, got a kill for the shit. Fresh car, fresh in my chops. Bitch, want you to know. Oh, back and forth with these hoes. Niggas is covered in gold. I been covered in gold. You cannot fuck with the bro. Niggas just covered in. I don't fucking Molly no more neither. I'm at the block party with the glow like Easter. I think I was fucking with you out of convenience. These days I'll be calling my son the black genius. Let me when I was younger, know me now and I'm older. You in my own what made me an owner. Still getting money when the weather is colder. Shit, I'm not over, got this bitch coming over. What good is an army? You don't use your soldiers. Pressure ain't for the hips, that's why men got shoulders. I'm poor when it comes to talking like a rich nigga. Scared to be yourself, that's why you a bitch nigga. Don't worry about the girl seeing in my DM. Don't you worry about if I see you in the PM. Might be the reason that I ain't so stressed. I used to be a pleaser. I'm the one that impressed and said dedicated. I raised mine. I won't quit. Shout out to the time I was broken in the bitch. Being broke make me sick. Got a cure for this shit. Fresh car, fish in my chops. Especially what you to know. I'm back on phone with these hoes. Niggas just covered in gold. I've been covered in gold. Niggas just covered in. Caffeine and THC. I made some black tea with the CBD. I had boss for years like Chi Ali. Get a Kanye beat before you get by me. Yo, it's about brotherhood. Roll through your brotherhood. Contract on you. Make sure your mother good long term. Pussy come for long term. Thinking don't treat no bitch like she the queen in England. Sax something like King George without blinking. Shout out to the years now I'm no longer winking. Being broke is a disease and I'm strong as an ox. I pray for my break. Give food to the ops. Don't die in your block. Buy back the block. It's a large picture. She crop on top. I had to get away. Don't stand the fuck up and man the fuck up. Romance is tough love. Making my exit sound on one love. Can't put it in words. I sound like Young Thug. Toxic level. Make her miss me a bunch. I master art and not doing too much. I should look at Twitter Joes and be fucking it up. With my do-rag long, nigga, enough is enough. Black excellence, opulence, decadence. Smoking on a luxury strain. This shit is elegant. Dedicated, I raised mine. I won't quit. Shout out to the time I was broken in the bitch. Being broke make me sick. Got a cure for this shit. Fresh crawfish on my choppers, bitch. What you know? Go back and vote with these hoes. Niggas is covered in gold. I've been covered in gold. You cannot fuck with the bro. Niggas is covered in. One more. Man, girlfriend, shit, I got it going on. I bet like you got some hot shit going on. I wanna look you in your eye when that shit is gone wrong. I wrote this commandments and I put them in a song. My own man, never blame my problems with Whitey. I'm my own man, never blame my problems with Whitey. The zone got me feeling like beans on nothing like it. I ain't talking like this for you niggas to fucking like it. And more of my dreams, and I like to admit, yeah, I know it's been a while. I've been working on my shit. Black Wall Street back, Black Wall Street back. I mean, shout out to my homies that will listen to me rap. Shout out to Mitchell, a Nigerian saint. I turn heroes to mirrors, I'm going hard in the paint. I think God's with us, show me love, give me that. Yo, shout out to my hunger that I shouldn't be fucking. All sex ain't good, I got a spiritual buddy. She go, ooh, she wally wally, ooh, she bang bang. Always gonna be my cutty buddy, girl, we gang gang. Fine with the top down, put your full leg, get your money in the thing. Still trying to maintain your young nigga. Stop wasting your time. I ain't trying to be your daddy, but respect my mind. I said, think that money is a god. That's your G-O-D. That's why my devil's on the job. You got a J-O-B, what's up? I think that money is your guy. You got a G-O-D. That's why my devil's on the J.O.B. What's up? Man, girl, fair shit, I got it going on. Step acting like you got some hot shit going on. I got the dad hat, doing dad hacks in the app. Shout out to my homies that will listen to me rap. And said, big bro, why you feel like that? You went to Umar school, you ain't built like that. Bitch, I feel like Goku, touching down on that. Prefer to ass her. And she let me do that, but she don't make me depressed. She gon' make me a sandwich. No bread, no pasta. I'm eating steak in the heaven. She fucking sophisticated, so fucking established. My ego is massive. I think young hoes chatty. I said, swinging better, get your egghead beat. Put your ass in the dirt, nigga, that's breastfed beef. Fuck Larry Hoover, I don't feel like Big Meech, but it's like that. Took a break, then I'm right back. When they put my son in the spectrum, I told them fight that it's like that. So my bitch, I'm really like that. She know I'm a dog, I'm just hoping that she bite back. I can name a million things, and I felt that she felt that. Oh, this trust this game, and she felt that. And I'm on my purpose, like on me in a Hellcat. And I pay the price, but I ain't bitch about the sales tax.
I want your body.
I'm the G.O.D.
Get your body.
That's cap. I accuse you of capping. Come and get me, baby.
Welcome. They're gonna turn down and whatnot. I don't want the neighbors hating on my greatness and whatnot. It's starting to get warm outside too. I'm start letting these windows open. The windows to y'all souls, that is, and also windows in my house. Okay, so I didn't get into this topic yesterday. You know what I'm saying? But welcome to the show. So we're gonna go ahead and delve into this Kanye topic and whatnot, you know what I'm saying? But before we get there, we're gonna get to a little bit of Drake news. But before we get there, I'm gonna do a quick test real quick. I'm gonna see something real quick. I'm gonna see what happens when I play. You know what? If this plays and everything, I'm gonna go ahead and do a little Love After Lockup, because every time I try to do Love After Lockup, they was hating on me. So I'm gonna see what happens if I play it on the speaker, and let's see if it still picks it up. All right, so.
And then I ended up miscarrying, and yeah. Like, I feel like I've never had that either. Someone that just don't play about me. Like, I feel like he really does just believe in me. Like, and you know, when he came, oh, I'm gonna cry. You know, when he came in my life, like, that's when I was going through a lot. And
It's a dude in jail. She's talking about it's a dude. It's a 25-year-old dude in jail, and you know, this is who she needed to meet in order for it to feel like, you know, it's time for her to make the right moves in life. A guy, you know. Anyway, all right.
he motivated me to just get out there and just have a lot of faith in
She crying. Just Love After Lockup, so she crying too.
Person, I'm just like, I've never really had nobody just really. I don't know. I've never had.
And you already listen. She got one of them nursing job we wear scrubs. I'm not sure what. I don't want to disrespect her nurse level. I don't know what level of nurse that she's on. I don't know if she, you know. I don't know the levels. I don't know the names. So I don't want to say that you, you know, not real or you're not. I don't know. I don't know what you can do. But anywho, I wanted to play that real quick. I wanted to kind of see what's going on, because I was doing my Love After Lockup videos for like a year from WeTV. I'm sorry, from All Black, and I started getting red dollar signs on my freaking YouTube account, and did not appreciate it. So anywho, I want to play that a little bit. I just want to see, you know, what's going to happen. So if not, that'll be just cut out the video. Well, you guys see it. So anywho, so we're gonna go ahead and get into some Drake news, man. So I'm gonna go ahead, you know. Alright, man. Alright, so we about to get into this genre real quick. But before we do that, we'll take a quick. Alright, we back, man. I don't even know where to start, man. So we'll go ahead and start here. Give me a moment to pull that John up, man. Hey, Leaves, turn it down for me, please. You over there bugging, y'all. Alright, let me go ahead and put the share screen on, man. So the plot continues to thicken with these two right here, man. I'm sorry, give me a second, y'all. ain't it. I'm sorry, y'all. I hate when it does this, y'all. You know what? I'm just gonna, I'm gonna show it from here. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen. My bad, y'all. I ain't really hold y'all up like that. I know I was a minute too late, man. I'm trying to do 100 things at one time, man. Let's go ahead and shout out to a real one. You know what I mean? So we got Thug right here.
Dominated by this like Drake Kendrick thing, you know?
Yeah, for most of it.
Which I don't know if you have like a side in that. Atlanta kind of even got dragged in by Kendrick, which was interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He just like spoke on people's name in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what that was about. But I'm like a Drake fan.
It feels like when you were away, it was sort of dominated by this like Drake Kendrick thing, you know?
Yeah, for most of it.
Which I don't know if you have like a side in that. Atlanta kind of even got dragged in by Kendrick, which was interesting.
Yeah.
Shout out to Kev Talks, man. Let's go ahead and just read what he had to say about it. He said, just so we're clear, that every Atlanta artist mentioned by Kendrick Lamar either confused or mad that they were brought up in this beef for Kenny's gain or trying to switch up and make nice with Drake pretty much since the beef. But speaking of running to Atlanta to check bounces and get hot and colonize the sound, let me remind you that Kenny ran to Atlanta to work with Playboy Cardi. Not only did he make at least 3 songs with him, which is rare as fuck for his own career. You know what? I never thought about that. I never thought about. You know what? No, listen. I never thought about the fact that Kendrick ain't really getting nobody else hot. Like, not really. You know what I'm saying? Like, not really. It's like I think like they put him on. Him being on a feature with like the newer TDE artists, it did make me want to hear the songs. And I'm not saying the songs weren't good. I'm just saying like, yeah, he don't really have someone that he collaborates with like all the time, or someone he has like mad collabs with. Like Drake, I got at least a few people that he got like at least like 5 joints with. Like him and Future, him and pardon me. Sorry about that, y'all. Sorry. Him and Lil Baby, him and 21 Savage, people like that, right? So anywho, he also says he also heard Drake and Cardi's Luther song and then stole it and Rush song with SZA. Just nasty work all around and got Cardi to take it off by doing more features. Should be noted that when Drake runs to Atlanta, it 99% works and goes off in the clubs. 3 features from peak dot era Kendrick, and they are the least listened to and lowest charted songs as well. Listen, this guy he didn't proof this, so I'm trying to put together. Okay, the lowest charted songs as well as I guess the lowest charted songs on Cardi's album is what he means. Majority wise, just another example in plain sight of his blatant hypocrisy and walking contradiction and nature and always thinking it's okay when he does it. Nasty work, K. First of all, so I don't have the whole tea on this story right here. So if y'all don't know, if you've been living under a rock, so this Luther song has become very controversial. So this is the song that has him and SZA on it. So it's pretty. If you know, man. It's pretty obvious that he has been glued to the hip of SZA. He can't get enough SZA. All right. The reason why you seeing that, right, it is to help him sound better. They know a lot of his joints that, like, for example, like All the Stars, right? That's one of his best records. Now that's peak dot era, and I think that's one of their best records together, right? And they do have pretty good chemistry. But SZA, and I'm gonna keep mentioning this, SZA has really become the biggest artist on TDE, and she's become a little bit of a phenomenon, a little bit of a pop star, right? And this the strategy is just blatant. Don't get me wrong. I understand what you're doing. I understand. Listen, business is business. Says it's more hot right now, but it proves the point that you not popping out here, son. And it's okay if somebody falls off or if someone gets cold. All right, nigga, you told me, yo, yeah, that Big Stepper, Mr. Morale was gonna be your last album. You know what I mean? And I ain't gonna lie, I was mad. Oh, yo, that's how you going out? Little one, turn it down, please. Thank you. Yeah, I was mad as hell. I was like, wow, this shit ain't got no joints. I mean, I liked I 95. I liked Rich Spirit. The one that sounds kind of like a house record. Um, I'm saying, yeah, that shit. The one where he not really rapping. I think the shit with Song was pretty cool. Again, but it's more so about the fact that this is one of the goats, and also you say this is your last joint. You know what I mean? And again, for the most part, because of the space that Kendrick Lamar, where he sits at, excuse me, in terms of the hierarchy, in terms of how you listen to somebody's music, again, he sits in the same seat that Nas used to sit in, where there wasn't no expectations or rules for Nas, not like that. You know what I'm saying? Like people gave Nas a lot more credit than he needed to get, because for the most part, if you saw a Nas song on a mixtape and everything, it was a gamble. It's like, yo, it might be dope, or it just might just be a Nas song, or just some random shit he put together. Cause again, you got to realize that like good rap songs and always or being able to create songs that sound good every time. That's more of a new thing. If you heard when you heard like old albums from the '90s and 2000s and whatnot, like pretty much everything like pre Drake, you got to realize that like people. I once heard T Rex say, um, niggas didn't know how to be nice. He used my battle rap, right? He said niggas didn't know how to be nice, meaning they didn't know what to say in the battle. They didn't know how to put together a dope battle rap round. You know what I mean? And I think people like Future, T Pain, Drake, Neo, all these great songwriters. Yeah, all these great songwriters. What they did was they taught people how to be better songwriters in terms of making a song that actually sounds good. You understand? And because again, before those guys came along, yeah, you was likely to hear someone put together an album with like 3 or 4 songs are going to sound good, and the rest of it's going to be like, eh. You know what I mean? Whereas like I always refer back to that conversation that Hitmaker was having, where he was saying Drake established a new standard for how a record's supposed to sound. Because I remember like the first records that we heard Drake on, what you can hear was the greatness in his songwriting. You know what I'm saying? And also the greatness in his sensibility, his understanding of, all right, this is what needs to happen. This is what you need to be saying on this kind of track. All right, give me a second, y'all. We're going to get to this next clip in a second, all right? All right, y'all, we back. Them burgers still got to get made, y'all. That's right, Levi. The burger's still getting made, Levi. The burger's still getting made. Let me see if I turn my noise reduction back on. Hold on, y'all. I got you, babe. We're going to have all the cheese in the world. Don't worry, we good. Only I had to turn on my reduced background noise. I might have had static going on. Sorry, y'all. Listen, I'm gonna get a new mic and all that soon. Don't worry, don't worry. But anyway, back to this Drake news, man. Listen, the king still remains supreme, reign supreme. Yeah, reign supreme. So anyway, yeah, we back. So some back shout out to Kevin Two Hawks. Shout out to him. So he shared this post from the Kendrick Lamar and says a tour that I just spoke on. So it says both nights on Kendrick Lamar's tour with SZA have now broken the record for highest grossing show performed by a rapper. Well, until Drake breaks his record again, solo, by the way. They keep acting like SZA don't equate to at least half, and he essentially just used Jay-Z Beyonce team up facade. This is also what Kev Talks had to say as far as the caption. He says, congrats to Kendrick Lamar and SZA for breaking the record. I'm sure UMG is going to make sure we know he gets credit again more times on his tour. Even with the crazy lower prices and NDA signed crowd fillers. First of all, I had no idea that was a thing. And listen, with everything that's coming out about this case, I believe it. I definitely believe it. Because listen, They on your ass, K Dot. So people who's been following this story, they have been following it to the point where they're following basically the website that you can buy the tickets on. So for the most part, throughout this tour, a lot of those seats have remained basically unsold, right? And when you go on the site, you basically see how many more seats are still available, right? And again, and this, I mean, realistically, I'm not sure why he had to do a stadium tour or anything like that. Or yeah, I'm not really sure. You know, what I mean, I don't really get it. But it's like everything about this, it really kind of reeks of. Because I've heard someone say this before. I think Angry Man made this point about trying to have, that was their plan, was to have Kendrick become the new Drake. You know what I'm saying, and try to position him as being the king of hip hop. You know what I mean? But the reality is that now Kendrick don't have the stimulus package effect. He doesn't have the stimulus effect. He can't really get someone else hot. For the most part, even right now, like SZA's is on his album twice. Okay, which again, nothing wrong with that. I think that's smart. You know what I mean? But and not only that, they have to go on tour together. But again, like it's very obvious that they have been glued at the hip since he's been trying to get hot again. Because again, because he needs to stay close to someone that is hot. You know, and in all actuality, real talk, like Kendrick has never really been good at heating the streets up. He's not going to come to Flex and do a freestyle. He's not going to start hopping on a bunch of remixes. You know what I'm saying? He's not really. You know what I mean? He's not really a hard worker. So like, he's not the kind of guy that you can like send songs to, and he's going to be on 20 records that year. You know what I mean? It's not going to happen. And I'm not saying he exactly has to, but he doesn't really have that kind of work ethic. Like I didn't even realize that Drake was talking about him on Privileged Rappers. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he kept saying this line about I can't stand a privileged rapper who acts like they I think he said I can't stand a privileged rapper who acts as though they taking their time. Hey, you get what I'm talking about. But anyway, it's really weird. I can't say other people's lyrics like that. But anywho, so yeah, man, shit crazy. Let me go ahead and keep reading the caption here. So it says should also be mentioned that this is more based off of attendance and presumption of pay, surely because of body and seat. Also, it's not the profits of what he actually owes the venue and how much splits he and SZA have to give the label and each other is way more than one split. But I applaud the effort by TDE and PG Lane to compete with the clearly bad PR I put on them. This may actually fool them. Again, just gotta remember, Chris Brown hasn't even started touring and has more than 90% of his venues officially sold out months in advance and at a higher price point. Meanwhile, Kendrick hasn't sold out any other dates coming up and only seems to sell out the night of, allegedly. So that's kind of what the people have been talking about, and people who've been following this because again they're monitoring the website where you can buy the tickets from, so they're seeing that somehow magically on the night of the show is sold out. But what's really interesting is how again we got to really see the power of PR and media and how you frame things, how you phrase things, and how you put narratives together. All right, throughout this whole Drake and K Dot thing, because what you always are seeing, like on Twitter, is all of a sudden out of nowhere, Kendrick Lamar is breaking records. Like fam, he must have broke about 100 world records since Not Like Us came out. You know what I mean? So okay, like even if you want to believe that this is organic growth, again, you're basically saying that it wasn't until I mentioned Drake, and not only that, like I said before, people were complaining about, yo, like you're doing a tour and like five of these, like about it's like 5 songs in your set list that either mention Drake or are about Drake. So he's performing his diss songs on the tour, and again, do what you do. The reason people got an issue with what he's doing is because this is shit that a new nigga would do. You know what I'm saying? Not something that an OG would do, not something that a superstar would do. A superstar would never. First of all, a superstar would want to be cognizant or aware of how that looks because it affects their image. And the reason why he wouldn't have to do that is because, like, yo, for the most part, y'all let this nigga do whatever he want to do. You know what I'm saying? So, excuse me, to the point where he not even thinking about whether or not he look corny or not. You understand? Hmm. What you say, babe? Okay, I'll be over in a second. Okay. I'll be over in a second. You go sit down. I'll be over in a second. Okay. Oh, scientists and engineers. I'll leave. I'll play in a second. Okay. I'm gonna finish. I'm gonna finish doing this cook. I'm gonna be in a second. Go sit down, please. Thank you. My whole train of thought. The entire train of thought. Oh, goodness gracious. Um. Damn. Anyway, so I think I was reading the caption here. So, um, by the way, Chris Brown is most definitely a rapper as well. And if this show counts for Kendrick, with a whole other singer, surely a rapper singer should be able to get the same credit. If he reaches the numbers and exceeds, that's fair. And a little reminder, what would the numbers be without SZA? Since they're presenting it as if she's inconsequential to the tour, and he would have got the same numbers without her and her fans. You gotta realize like SZA is more powerful than ever because like SZA represents the new modern woman. You know what I'm saying? The modern women that don't really give a fuck. You know what I mean? Like the modern women, that's like she like at best, she seemed kind of cool when you meet, but like you get to know her, and you know you at least like learn mad bad shit. She on head meds. You feel me? You know what I mean? She done had abortions and whatnot, and abusive boyfriends, and she used to steal clothes. A lot of black girls used to steal clothes. In my experience, I'll be right back, y'all. Yeah, bro. So shit's weird, bro. Shit's weird. But like I always be telling y'all again, if you reach any level of success, you are someone's Goliath. All right. And I abhor. I'm sorry. I encourage men to really take another look into that story of David and Goliath. Okay. Because we looking at it from if you look at it from the underdog standpoint, right? You see that story as well. This little small guy who was of a much smaller stature was able to knock down a giant or kill a giant. I'm not sure. I don't think Goliath actually dies. I think his head he loses an eye or something like that, or he just what I mean. But end of the day, we just keeping it in a stack. Goliath, it was niggas who loved Goliath, yo. All right, listen, the king probably used to talk mad shit because he had Goliath. You know how mad the king was couldn't find out that his military force has now been crippled because now the giant he had only got one eye. Now somebody come and kill your giant. You understand? But I bring that up because the underdog that I thought that's a little bit of a complex that people have where you always want to root for someone who's like undeserving or shitting. Because we saw that was the plot of like a lot of movies where someone could find themselves in a certain circumstance and wind up becoming a success overnight or wind up coming into a lot of wealth overnight or going on an adventure or meeting a real hot mama and getting hot and heavy. Anything can happen in the movie. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like stuff like that programs people to kind of see things. Excuse me, I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. The best example that comes to mind is when Jordan Peterson brought up the fact that in movies, the alpha male or whoever is supposed to be seen as the masculine male, he always has the worst personality. He's always the bully. He's always mean. He's evil. But that's not what being masculine is. Being masculine, I'm saying, is being a good. That's about being a fair person, being a just person, doing things for the right reasons. That's what being masculine is about. Not just going around using your physical strength or whatever you have going for you to be imposing or to bully other people and whatnot. Ironically, that's what women do. When women have any kind of power, especially like in the workplace, if they have any kind of authority, like you're gonna know about it. Or you know what I'm saying? But it just can't help but to make things uncomfortable. But anywho, So when it comes to this whole story, right? We just seeing like, yo, listen, bro. Kendrick just not one of them ones, man. I'm sorry, he just not. And that brings us into our primary subject, Kanye West. So Kanye, I think I did speak on this before, but I want to speak on it again because I want to talk a little bit about the well-behaved Negro. All right, and what do black people or what do black men think being a good black man is? All right, and for the most part, I think that over the last few years with the growth of the red pill space and the emergence of more male censored or yeah basically male censored content from male content creators as well as female content creators. I think men have more information to work with because I always point out the fact that men are nowhere near as social as women. They don't talk as much as women. They don't communicate as much as women. They don't even spend as much time on the phone. If you ever worked around women or been around women, you'll notice that women do not like being alone. That's why we say it's bullshit when they say stuff like, I don't need to be in a relationship. I'm single by choice. Ma'am, you ain't never single by choice. All right? You simply poop the bed. But anywho, I bring this up because I think with the world becoming more civilized, and I always think about this, right? Because Kevin Samuels will always bring up that point in certain, but the point he was getting to was try to explain to women what men's role and how essential men's role is to their everyday lives and these jobs that men do that make it to where we have this kind of this incredible infrastructure and incredible economy. You know what I mean? One of the most developed infrastructures and economies in the world. Period. All right, like this country, like even with us being broken than ever, we still have basic institutions in place to where we can feed people. You know what I'm saying? Where people get fed, they get health care, they get housing, all types of stuff. Now, of course, not everyone's going to get that, but a lot of people, if you qualify, you can at least get some food stamps. All right. We even have housing vouchers for some people where they can get a discount on their rent or they can get a free place to stay if they you know what I'm saying if they don't qualify and they have one of these vouchers. But anywho, but what I think happens is we don't be realizing when you don't really think realistically, like you're not really in touch with the reality of the world because civilization gets us so used to routine and so used to people conforming to what we think is okay and not okay. And I have to ask you, what do you do when you come across someone that don't give a fuck about none of the rules? What do you do when you come across someone that's saying, nah, fuck that, I'm not gonna do that, or fuck that, I'm not gonna listen? What do you do? How do you handle that person? And I think we're getting to a point, especially the men, we getting to a point where we don't really know how to handle hostile people or hostile situations, or we're not prepared for things to go left. We're not prepared for uncivilized people. We're not prepared for unagreeable people and everything. Now that's why black men don't really fare well when they interact with black women because for one, they don't realize when to adjust and for one, let her prove to you that she's a lady and she's a nice lady. If she's being rude or whatever's going on, you respond in kind. Don't gotta be no fight. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, she's showing you that yo, I'm tough like a man. Or basically, I think I'm just as tough as you are. Or I'm just as manly as you are. All right, so nigga respond in kind. And let the chips fall where they may. I'm just saying, if someone's being confrontational with you, what's the point of you trying to be civilized and trying to be nice about it? You just respond in kind. Like, oh, man, yo. I'll be right back. I'm making these burgers. So I was discussing like what do you do when you're in a hostile situation? And I thought about the interview that Anthony Mackie went viral for, where he's talking about the basically how the image of the masculine man is not being upheld, and people in so many words are being programmed to think that a man being masculine is evil. That means that he's imposing his will. Basically him being assertive, basically him doing the thing that makes a man is negative. It's like women complain about men not approaching anymore, and that's what feminism does too. Because the thing is that when these kind of women raise the children, they raise the children to believe in bizarro world where everything is upside down, left is right, right is wrong. You know what I mean? And and what happens is, for one, they're not able to make the opposite sex happy. The woman can she becomes almost, in the worst case scenario, the woman is incapable of making a man truly happy. What the only reason why she'll wind up with a man is because men are naturally driven to mate, and being as though we're in civilization, and what people do is they get together and have kids and stuff like that, right? If a woman can catch a guy when he's young, his nature, his hormones will drive him into will literally drive him into a relationship. You know what I'm saying? And he won't even know how he got there. It's like waking up somewhere. He goes to sleep one day, next day he wakes up, it's 10 years later, and it's like, yo,
I want your body. If you love me, let me get your body.
you know what I mean? You start off, y'all having a good time and everything, and you smiling and all that shit. Shout out to Coach Greg Adams, the GOAT. Can't do it without you, baby. Sorry, y'all. My little one over here bugging. But Joe made a profound point. He said, these days in the media rather show you a man giving another man a BJ rather than showing you a masculine man that's the head of his household, and his mother, I'm sorry, his wife and his kids respect him, and they don't talk ish about him, or it's not their favorite pastime to make jokes about who's the most ungrateful out of all of them type shit. You know what I mean? Which is what you see in most of television. It's always, no matter what dad has going on, his wife and kids all see him as, oh man, fuck that nigga. You know what I'm saying? It's all he works. You feel me? Like, you know what I mean? But these guys show their team was hilarious. But anyway, let's get back into these Jay tweets, man. So is what Ye had to say about this whole Drake thing. I ain't gonna lie, to a certain degree, I'm really big on authenticity, and I'm really big on knowing when someone's keeping it real or saying something for the right reasons. You know what I mean? But for the sake of our entertainment, we're gonna go ahead and just assume that Kanye means all this shit. So Kanye, for the most part, has been like talking about the Drake and Kendrick thing as if he's one of the content creators. But also, I give Kanye credit for the fact that Kanye is really someone who understands and has had complete control over the internet, and basically his buzz since social media was a thing. From when he said George Bush doesn't care about black people, like that was that was right when YouTube was becoming the thing, but we didn't have phones in our pockets yet. So that was kind of viral. I think that was like in '05. People started really being on YouTube like '05, '06. Because again, everyone didn't have a computer back then. You know what I'm saying? That was a sign of wealth. You know what I mean? It was shit, man. Like,
Little ninja. I see you, little crusty ninja.
you was a crusty ninja. You wasn't gonna have no internet. But anywho, so let me go ahead and read this drawing right here. So we don't know what Kanye doing, but he says, "Bro, wow, it's love and hate for Drake, but man, this is not real, man. Luther is not dethroning no Kia. This is some Taylor Swift Beyonce shit. Wow, they really coming for Drizzy, huh? I heard the devil ask God permission before teaching sinners they lesson. Seems like the devil has been given free reign to go after Drake. And listen, that's a fact. But this is what I'm talking about. Like, obviously, Kanye getting ready to drop his album. He put out Bully. For some reason, that album was not on like any streaming service. At least it's not on Spotify. You can listen to it on YouTube. I really enjoyed it. It's just that you only can hear it on YouTube, so it's kind of hard to enjoy. But yeah, like again. Now that the smoke is clear, I think it's more obvious that this was really like an all-out effort against one person, where like it seemed like the whole industry was against this dude. One of the reasons why Young Thug, was talking how he was talking was because no one had that conversation with him. He'd been locked up this whole time. If Thug would have been outside, somebody probably would have gave him a phone call and say, "Yo, listen, keep your distance." because we saw J. Cole just tuck his tail and hide like Kendrick was going to like what? I got my chin out, nigga. What? Oh, ugh. Every time I think about that shit with J. Cole, it just ugh. Anyway, so getting back into the crazy mind of Kanye West. So like I was saying before, it seemed like very much like, all right, well, one or two things can be going on. For one, again, this could be a rollout for his music, or this could be Kanye and his episodes kind of playing out. Because again, most people who are geniuses, they usually suffer from some kind of like mental health problems. You know what I mean? Whether it's like long bouts of depression, bipolar disorder, or some shit like that. But now that we've got more information about Kanye, we know Kanye, struggles with his mental health problems, and has had to take all kinds of medication. Like real talk, people like that, they don't be knowing how much that they can benefit from laying off the weed, like smoking less weed, right? Um, Having way less sugar in their diet, right? And eating a lot of beef and eggs. So having beef and eggs on a regular basis, and that really helps tremendously with your mental health, as long as well as like getting like good carbs in, sweet potatoes, I'm saying, brown rice, shit like that. You know what I mean, a little bit of fruit. Babe, close the door, please. Thank you. Oh no, like stuff like that. But anywho, even talks about his latest wife try to have him like committed to a hospital. You know what I mean? So you gotta think about what the hell was going on that gay guy to be committed to a hospital. So what could be going on is that he knows more than the public knows, and he's just blurting it out because of his mental health problems. Or he could be playing a Jaguar right way. He's taking things you already know about and things that you already kind of think is already true, and then playing it up saying, yeah, that's exactly what's going on type shit. But obviously, I mean, I don't think he's lying, because it's very obvious that, as far as media goes, that this is a whole all out effort to destroy this man's image. They really had him at the. They gave him a Super Bowl performance, and it wasn't even like, this is like a year after his album came out. The album did really good, and you're really hot right now. And nigga, this is after you just got done doing not like us, basically. You know what I mean? Like, y'all ain't noticed that Kendrick Lamar didn't have any of this shit going on after messing around. He wasn't getting no awards for that shit. He wasn't getting a bunch of press for that shit. That shit came and went. You understand? And again, like the project had a few cool songs, but for someone of his caliber, and also for you to say that this is my farewell album, come on, man. Come on, man. You know what I mean? Had to hit him with a little Boosie. Come on, man. But listen, this boy Ye is just this on fire. You know what I'm saying? On Twitter. But I want to go ahead and read another tweet real quick. Let's see if I can find it real quick, y'all. Hold on, y'all. I'm not sure why that's happening, but I appreciate it. But yeah. I don't know why that's going on, but okay, cool. So I think I shared this before, but again, I don't know if he's trolling or not, but man, it's kind of interesting. So Kanye says, bro, Kendrick Lamar cannot rap. Wayne got way more life bars. I got more bars. Kendrick doesn't have one bar where I say I wish I said that. Kendrick and Tyler are the two most overrated so-called artists. Please order more security. I'm gonna say one thing that I think is different about like Tyler the Creator. To a certain degree, by old school standards, now Tyler the Creator is not really a great rapper, really. Cause I mean, like, cause he's someone that from the very beginning created his own cult. You know what I'm saying? It's different when someone got their own cult. So he created his own movement, his own cult, and his own lane. But one thing I'm gonna give Tyler the Creator is that Tyler the Creator still continues to impress you with the level of creativity that he's able to bring. You know what I'm saying? His creativity is off the chain. Now I can't get too much into the bull because because of like the gay shit. I mean, again, I'm not queer, I'm not gay. So like when you say certain stuff, I can't really say it with you because it's gay lyrics or it's about you banging a white boy. But to a certain degree, like it's funny. Like people treat Kendrick Lamar and someone like Tyler the Creator this way because of Kanye. Because Kanye, at that time, I remember my old head saying that the graduation album didn't have great lyrics. Hold on a second. Before I go, let's go ahead and read this thing that Kanye said about his song called Cousins. So he said this song is called Cousins. About my cousin that's locked in jail for life for killing a pregnant lady a few years after I told him we wouldn't look at dirty magazines together anymore. Perhaps in my self censored mess, I felt it was my fault that I showed him those dirty magazines when he was 6, and then we acted out what we saw. My dad had Playboy magazines, but the magazines I found at the top of my mom's closet were different. My name is Jay, and I sucked my cousins till I was 14. Sweet sin. All right. That was extremely personal. I think we could have all gone our whole lives without hearing that shit. So I guess we'll see where this goes. I mean, the song's not out yet, you know what I mean? But we started to also see Gay with a lot of streamers. Let me go ahead and scroll up for you guys. I'm going to say this as well. What makes Kanye different, and I gotta give him his respect, is that he has had complete control, like I said earlier, over the internet this whole time. So he's linking up with the streamers because he's recognizing where media is at. You know what I'm saying?
Kai, Sneeko, that's my dog.
Shout out to Sneeko. I love streaming.
On this rollout, I need everybody. Aiden, Kai, Sneeko, that's my dog.
Shout out to Sneeko. I love Sneeko.
Nick Fuente, everybody that streams needs to stream this rollout. I'm gonna hit you. This is God time. If you
So Kanye has been on on academics, all that shit, and it's smart, and that was all free. It was all free. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I'm gonna close with this in terms of Kanye, right? I think that to a certain degree, the modern man, you lack creativity, you lack imagination. Damn. I found a good time to say that shit. You lack imagination. No, but you lack imagination, and you don't want to use your imagination to see what things could be or what could happen after you put that hard work in. For the most part, we want all of our transitions and our answers and solutions to be easy breezy, beautiful cover girl. And the reality is this: sometimes the solution is going to be you having to tough it out, having to thug some shit out, or go through some stuff. You know what I mean? And you may have to get your hands dirty. All right, but I feel like in a lot of different ways, of course, with influence from the media, that also means leftist influence, which for the most part imposes this idea, or I'm sorry, makes people into the kind of people that you rely more on paranoia. You have this looming or this idea that someone's out to get you and things are more than what they seem, rather than looking at, well, what do I see or what information do I have? You know what I mean? You're more likely to think more emotionally, right? But what also happens is that you think that everyone should behave. Basically, things should go perfectly. So that's why, I won't say it's why, but people who are more liberal, they think that it's appropriate that if you disagree with somebody, right, or you guys have a different opinion on a subject, that it's up to you to shun them or excommunicate them, but somehow punish them. And I would call that a transmission, because that communicates to other people, hey, if you do this, you'll be shunned or you'll be ostracized. You know what I'm saying? And I think so. As far as black men go, a lot of black men think a good life is one where I don't ruffle no feathers, and we don't have the proper relationship with conversation, because a better life comes from resolving conflicts over and over and over again, and it doesn't always have. I'm sorry, problem solving, and continuing to problem solve. You know what I'm saying, and being an effective problem solver. But anyway, I wanted to touch on that. Pause. Thanks for watching, man. It's late, man. I'm trying to enjoy the rest of my night. Big Daddy been working hard. I'm about to go watch this Angry Man stream. Y'all be safe. Let me go ahead and play my. Oh man, you're not getting no more burgers.
Little ninja, I see you, little crusty ninja.
Not getting no more burgers, fam. We've been eating some fries.
Little crusty ninja.
That's crazy. Anyway, we out. Stop the channel, y'all.